number 50. We saw many big walk-off wins across the sports world in 2024, but to get it done in the biggest moment on the biggest stage in the entire sports world, that's something that turns great players into legends, which is exactly what we're seeing happen down in Kansas City with a certain quarterback. To kick off the countdown, it's Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs with some Super Bowl heroics. Magical moment at the O2 Arena back in May. Littler made history by winning the Premier League darts title at just 17 years old. If there was ever such a thing as a dart prodigy, well, here he is. Pulling that off takes crazy accuracy and the ability to stay cool under pressure. Someone else who knows a thing or two about that, Dalton Varsho. I mean, look at his glove work for the Jays this year. One of the best defensive outfielders in the game, constantly putting his body on the line to make catches like these. Honestly, it was hard to narrow it down to just one. Caitlin Clark was maybe the biggest player in all of basketball this year, and this record-breaking moment was just one of her many accomplishments. Clark was one of the many incredible athletes who helped make the continued rise of women's sports one of the defining storylines of 2024, and we can't wait to see what they all have in store in 2025 and in the rest of our countdown. And we've got plenty more electrifying plays from 2024 coming your way. Stick around because I'm Emily, and let's get right back into the countdown with number 30. Now, we've got to talk about the man that dominated the golf world in 2024. Yes, Scottie Scheffler. Because let's recap here. The first player since Tiger Woods in 2007 to have 7 PGA wins in a season, 9 total wins to tie the record for most wins in a single year, his third consecutive PGA Tour Player of the Year award, an Olympic gold medal, a green jacket, $62 million in earnings, and what you're about to see right here, a moment of pure magic at the PGA Championship where Scottie holed out from 167 yards using a 9-iron. Take a look. What a moment, what a player. That Soto home run sent the Yankees to the World Series for the first time since 2009. I can't wait to see what Soto does over in Queens when he joins the Mets in 2025. And from one kind of pitch to another, it's Ismael Kone, and trust me, this one checks all the boxes. Canada's incredible run at this year's Copa America got the entire country watching the men's team. Is there anything that man can't do? We could have a whole countdown for Connor McDavid alone because it doesn't matter what the situation is, he's always able to make magic happen. All right, let's take a quick break, but coming up on the other side, we'll dive right into the top 10 most electrifying plays of 2024 from some of the brightest sports superstars. I mean, how many times have you seen our top 10 begins in the UFC octagon with a fan favorite, Max Holloway? Now picture this. You went up a division, were being counted out, and told you were too small. Well, that must have been the perfect recipe for motivation because not only did Holloway have a dominant performance, he had one of the craziest finishes you'll ever see. Saquon Barkley with a move that we have literally never seen before. Like, you know you're good when you're making other NFL athletes look like kids in the schoolyard out there. But hey, some guys just make it look easy. And perhaps no one made it look easier than Shohei Ohtani. Everyone knew about Ohtani's two-way brilliance that secured him a $700 million contract with the Dodgers. But this year, he took it to another level. Unable to pitch after elbow surgery, he decided to have the greatest offensive season in baseball history instead, creating the 50-50 club in a game where he went 6 for 6 with 2 doubles, 3 home runs, 2 stolen bases, and 10 RBI. Here's Shohei's magical night. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for, the number 1 most electrifying play of 2024, and it's one that absolutely belongs to Freddie Freeman, a play that brought drama, intensity, and a whole lot of excitement for Dodgers fans and honestly baseball fans across the globe. With the bases loaded in the bottom of the 10th in Game 1 of the World Series, Freeman, who might I add was injured, crushed the first ever walk-off grand slam in World Series history. And for this one to come off the bat of someone who wears red and white so proudly made it all the more sweet for Canadian baseball fans. Here it is, folks, your number 1 most electrifying play of the year. Very deserving of the top spot for 2024, and in the words of Freddie himself, that's as good as it gets right there. So many incredible, unbelievable moments that happened in sports this year, and they just keep getting better and better. We hope you enjoyed Sportsnet's most electrifying plays of the year, powered by Polestar, and of course, we'll see you in 2025 to bring you more of those moments that make it so fun to be a sports fan. I'm Emily Agard. Thanks for watching. Bye.